Hi, welcome to Doodle UK, and today I'm going to show you how to make an origami snail. The design comes from the New Encyclopedia of Origami and Papercraft Techniques by Ayako Brodek. I've broken the design down into 4 parts to make it a little bit easier to put together. So the first part is the preliminary base, followed by the flower base, then a partial iris base, and then the main snail. So take an origami sheet that is coloured on both sides, and you want to fold it in half lengthwise, unfold, and then fold the other way. Open it back up again, and then you'll need to fold in half diagonally. And once you have that triangle, fold that triangle in half. Pull up the top flap of the triangle, and then you need to press it down so it forms a square shape. Look very carefully at the instructions here. Turn it over and repeat the process on the other side, so you end up with a square shape. And this is your completed preliminary base, so that's stage 1 out of the way. So now you have your preliminary base, you need to turn that into a flower base. So have your base in front of you in kind of a diamond shape with the open parts facing you. Then you'll need to take the top right hand flap, and you need to kind of put your finger in and move it across to the left side, and then align the crease down the middle with the middle crease of your square and press down. It can be quite fiddly at times, so you need to try and get it as accurate as possible. There are now 3 more faces that you need to repeat this exact same process with, so very carefully turn over your flaps from the right hand side and start working your way around, and then flip it over and do it on the back as well. If you think you've missed any out, just work your way through as if you're reading a book, and you'll find the flaps that you need to adjust and move across and fold. So have a look at the instructions really carefully now. And this is now your completed flower base. So now we're going to take our flower base and make it into a partial iris base. We're obviously not going to go the whole step and make it into a whole iris flower. Only part of that is needed to get us to the point of making the snail. So take your flower base, and you need to go top to toe and fold across, a horizontal fold across the middle, and then reopen it again. This is the really tricky part now that I struggle with quite a lot. You need to put your finger under the top layer, the kind of top flap, and push up. And as you push up, you need to pinch the sides in and push, so you end up flattening it down into like a kite shape on top of another bigger kite shape. And once you eventually, hopefully, manage to do that, and it is very, very tricky, you need to take the top of that triangle flap and fold it down. Once you have done that, you want to repeat those steps on the other 3 faces, just like you did with the flower base. You need to turn, almost like turning the pages of a book. Turn your right over, do it on the next one, turn it over, do it on the next one. So you should do the process 4 times. And once you've done that, that is your completed partial iris base. So now you're ready to do the main snail part. First of all, check that all the triangular flaps in the middle are pointing downwards, so make sure they're all folded down, and that you have 4 layers on each side, so it's equal on both sides. Now you need to take one left layer, push it over to the right, and that shows like a diamond shape, a face without a triangular flap in the middle. And now you need to take the bottom corner of the top layer and pull it all the way up to the top and press down and fold. The really important part now is you must turn the whole thing over, turn the piece over, so you can now see a diamond shape with a kind of triangular flap split in the middle. Now you need to take 2 layers from the right hand side and fold them about 2/3 the way towards the centre crease. Press them down and fold as tightly as you can, and then roll that over again and fold into the middle crease. So you really need to press down hard on those ones to keep them in place. And then take 1 layer from the left hand side and fold that straight into the centre crease. So match up the edge with the centre crease. Now take 2 of the left layers and fold over to the right side, and this shows like a triangular face with a triangular flap pointing down. And now you kind of need to repeat the same process but as a mirror image. So you take 2 layers now from the left side and you fold them 2/3 of the way towards the centre crease, and then roll over and fold again to meet the centre crease. And then take only 1 layer from the right hand side and fold that directly to match the centre crease. Now you need to take one of the right layers over to the left side, and then this will show a face without the triangular flap. Then really crucial again, turn the whole piece over. Now we need to make the snail's antennae. So the top 2 points you'll need to fold kind of to the side and bend a little bit to make the antennae. Now you'll be left with a very pointed part which you need to fold up and tuck slightly under the main body part. This can be quite difficult when you're making the rest of it because it might pop out, but it's easily tucked back in again if it does pop out. So now you'll need to turn your snail over, and from the opposite end from the antennae, so its tail, you'll need to fold up. So this triangle now is the part that's going to end up forming the shell. So stand the triangle up and you need to very carefully pull at the sides, work your way around, do it very slowly, and don't worry if it doesn't pop open immediately, it will be very gradual. If you pull it too hard along the sides, you'll rip the paper, especially in the middle where it's very delicate and it's been folded quite a few times. So very slowly work your way around and it will pull open into the shell shape. And now you just have a few tweaks to make. So you can adjust the antennae into the correct position, push them forward, bend them around a little bit, and then the base of the snail, to keep him stood up, you need to pinch the 2 triangles at the bottom together a little bit, curve his tail down, and just adjust a little bit so he's ready to stand up by himself. And there you have it, you have a beautiful origami snail. This is Doodle UK. I really hope you've enjoyed making your origami snail today, and we'll be bringing you some more tutorials very shortly.